Welcome back to more Sip2Tally countdown. Actually, let me say that again. Welcome back to more Sip2Tally power rankings. And today we're going to talk about our number 25th ranked team. But before we get to our 25th ranked team, I want to recap the countdown so far. Coming in at number 32, the Los Angeles Rams. 31, Detroit Lions. 30, Arizona Cardinals. 29, Washington Commanders. 28, Carolina Panthers. 27, Indianapolis Colts. 26, New England Patriots. And here we are at 25, Las Vegas Raiders. And as some of us older people know them as the Raiders. Let's get into what the Las Vegas Raiders have coming back and why they're ranked the number 25th team on our power rankings. Let's start with the quarterback room. Their quarterback room is completely new. Completely overhauled. Last year, we know David Carr was their quarterback, and Carr was able to recruit, so to speak, Devontae Adams to come, and they had Derek Carr, Jarrett Stidham, Mac Hollins there. None of those guys are there now. So now their starting quarterback is looking to be Jimmy Garoppolo from the 49ers last year. Brian Hoyer. They drafted Aiden O'Connell, the quarterback from Purdue. And they have Chase Gabers. So I'm looking at Jimmy G to be the quarterback. Brian Hoyer to be the bridge guy, to maybe Aiden O'Connell being a guy of the future. Maybe. But I don't think their future QB is on the roster yet. I really don't. Their QB ranking, I have them as 28th because you don't know what you're going to get from Jimmy G. He's often hurt. And then sometimes when he is not hurt, he's just not very good. But then again, he can surprise you. He can be very good. There's no consistency with Jimmy G as far as injury and PT. Well, not PT, but level of play. So you don't know. And then the backups behind him are not very good. Hoyer, Garbers, and Aiden O'Connell's a rookie. So that QB room is ranked 28 on my list. Let's get to the running back room. They have Josh Jacobs, Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, Brandon Bolden. Last year, about this time last year, it was found out that the Raiders were not going to pick up Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. And they drafted Zamir White. And so it was a video, one of the first videos on this channel is about Zamir White and how he, is the reason why they're not picking up Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. But Josh Jacobs said, okay, hold my beer, and went out and led the league in rushing. So with that room of Josh Jacobs, Zamir White, and I always liked Amir Abdullah as a piece, like a change-up. Brandon Bolden is, a solid professional. I have their running back room ranked as third. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing. Zamir White's pretty good. Amir Abdullah is a change-up guy that can get in the screen game, catch passes out the backfield, and Brandon Bolden can do a lot. Remember Brandon Bolden back in his New England days, did a lot of stuff out of the backfield for him. Ran the ball, caught the ball, did a lot of things. So they got a pretty good running back room, and I have them ranked third. All right, moving to the wide receivers. They have one of the best, if not the best, receiver in the league, Devontae Adams. Adams is still top-tier route runner, hands A1. If you get in his vicinity, you're probably going to catch it. If you have a son, nephew, well, in this case, if you got a daughter that's playing flag football or a niece, any child, and you want to, pattern their game after a guy, Devontae Adams is who you want, especially with the footwork and the releases. That's who you want to teach your son, daughter, niece, nephew to look at. Hey, play like this dude, especially with the release game and whatnot, because everybody can work on their footwork. Everybody can't be super fast. Everybody can't have major ups, but everybody can learn how to get off the ball and get off jams and start their routes. And again, there's a video on this channel about Devontae Adams. All his routes look the same until they're not. And the great Jerry Rice, once put that out there, make everything look like a fade till it's not. and Devontae does a superb job of trying to make everything look like a fade until it's not. But not only is Devontae in that room, they have Jacoby Myers, who was the leading receiver in New England last year. He's now with the Raiders. Hunter Renfrow, who I love as a slot receiver, who I think is one of the best slot receivers. But even though I think a lot of the Raiders fan base is not happy with him, I think he is having he does have concussion problems because he's a smaller guy. But he lays his body on the line for the game, and I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to play if he keep having concussion problems. But I really like Hunter Renfrow, and especially in third down situations. Hunter's going to get the ball. He's going to get his hands on it. He's going to get you that first down. His routes, he going to know where the sticks at. He's going to run his routes to the sticks. In college, they had this thing called third and Renfrow, because if it was 3rd and 6, he was going to get you 6.5. If it was 9, he's going to get you 9.5. If it was 16, he was going to get you 16.5. Just give him the ball. Backups in that room, you have nobody of real significance. Philip Dorsett's still in the league, and he's a speed guy, so I guess that would be their guy to try to take the top off the defense. But Devontae can take the top off the defense. Devontae can hit you intermediate. Devontae can hit you short. Devontae can do it all. And then you add Jacoby Myers to that, who's really, really good. And I think they got a decent combination. So if I haven't said it, I have their wide receiver room ranked 8th in my rankings. 8th. 7th, 8th. Just in case my pronunciation is kind of clear. Slide over to their tight end room. Now, they lost Darren Waller to the New York Giants. I think it's kind of petty how that happened with his wedding to Plum, I think. And Plum said that they traded him because they didn't invite McDaniels to the wedding, which was funny, yet petty, but still funny. They replaced Darren Waller with Austin Hooper, and they drafted Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. They also picked up O.J. Howard, former Alabama tight end. So their tight end room is decent. I think Mayer's eventually going to take Hooper's spot, and then O.J. Howard and Mayer will fight for that backup spot. Their tight end room I have ranked as 24th because I think Mayer is the best tight end in that room, and he's a rookie. Hooper hasn't performed up to what he thought. They thought Hooper was going to take over for the Njoku in Cleveland. Didn't happen. O.J. Howard came out of Alabama with a lot of praise. He hadn't really lived up to the hype. So, until those two older guys put a good season together, I got to keep them ranked low because I think Mayer is the best tight end in that room, and he's a rookie. So I have them ranked 24th. All right, their O-line is okay. Not the greatest, but it's okay. Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, the young guy, Andre James, Alex Bars, and Jermaine Illuminor. Illuminor, a former Raven, who's, when we let him go, I didn't think he'd be in the league still, but he's holding on, playing right tackle, and doing his thing. So I have their O-line ranked as 19th because they do a pretty good job of opening holes and staying on blocks and sticking and staying in blocks for Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing, and that O-line was a huge part of it. It wasn't all Josh Jacobs. The O-line did a good job of getting, taking care of the first level, getting enough on second level blocks, allowing Josh Jacobs to hit holes and burst through and get yardage. There's a lot of long runs in Josh Jacobs' highlight package from last year, and that doesn't happen without good O-line play. So I have that O-line room ranked 19th. And you think, hey, why, you're giving them so much praise, you have them ranked 19th. Jacobs is better than with the O-line play. Now, the O-line, they did okay. That don't mean Josh Jacobs is different, okay? He don't need much. They didn't give him much, but he don't need much either. All right, just keep it. Let's not get crazy. All right, let's switch over to the defensive side of the ball. And this is where some, if you Raider fans out there, you probably going to not like what you hear. Defensively, their defensive line edge group, and they're basically a 4-3 team, so it's their front four, 2 defensive ends, and their 2 interior defensive linemen. So most of the time when you have a 4-3 team, you have your edge guys and you have a 1 and a 3, a 1 tech and a 3 tech. And so your 1 tech and your 3 tech is normally your defensive tackle. Your 1 tech is normally your thicker, squattier body, your bigger guy. Your 3 tech is a little more athletic, but not as heavy set as your 1. And so those would normally be your run guys. And your edge guys are your pass rushers and whatnot. So they have Max Crosby, and they added Chandler Jones to that group. Well, let me tell you what I have them ranked first. I have them ranked 23rd, but this is why. Listen, just hear me out. Max Crosby, I think he had a bunch of sacks. He had like 12, 13 sacks. Let me tell you off the top of my head. 12 and a half sacks. See, 12, 13 sacks. 12 and a half sacks last year, and they added Chandler Jones. And we all know Chandler Jones is a good pass rusher. Crosby's a good pass rusher. Crosby's a high motor guy. Now they're going to get after the quarterback in pass situations. What I don't think they're going to do is stop the run. Therein lies the problem. Max Crosby is a great pass rusher. Chandler Jones is a great pass rusher. Tillery, not so much. And Bilal Nichols is new to the position. He did post-edit coach here. I meant to say Nichols didn't have a lot of numbers, and Tillery is new to being a starter. Sorry, I messed that up. I had my names backwards. He wasn't a starter last year. They're throwing him in now. Didn't have a lot of numbers. Tillery didn't have a lot of numbers. Played more than Nichols last year. So I think they're going to have a problem stopping the run with that front four. Now, if they get you in pass situations, totally different story. Stopping Max Crosby on one side, Chandler Jones on the other. It's going to be tough because they're going to get after the QB. But as far as total run stopping and rushing the passer, that's why I got them ranked 23rd. All right, they're the linebacker room, which is where I think their major problem is on defense. They got Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, Luke Masterson. So linebackers, I have them ranked 30th because Divine Diablo is not proven. He's fast. He runs around. He runs people down. But as far as taking stuff head on, he's not the greatest at it. He needs to play better with his hands. He needs to be able to get off of blocks especially when linemen get to him on the second level. Spillane's okay. Spillane's been in the league for a minute. Let's see how long Spillane has been here, because he wasn't on the team last year, so I got to click this. Spillane is 27. It's 27. Spillane's been around for a minute. Solid Mike guy. Probably gonna help Diablo and Masterson along because they're young. Probably gonna mold those guys into shape, and they may be better than 30 once the year gets here and toward November, December. But right now I have them 30. Cornerback room. This is where they're going to have to find some stuff. The cornerback room, I have them ranked 22nd. I do like Nate Hobbs. I do. They have Duke Shelley. They drafted Jacorian Bennett from Maryland, but they just got to find corners. There's a lot of talk about them signing. What's my guy? Come on, think, son. Real quick. You ain't got all day. Marcus Peters. There's a lot of talk about them signing Marcus Peters. They haven't done it yet, but they got Brandon Faxon, Duke Shelley, David Long Jr., Amik Robinson. I do like. He's young. Jacorian Bennett, again, they drafted. So they're going to throw those guys out there with Nate Hobbs and see who can win that second cornerback spot. I think it's going to be a fierce battle for that second and third spot. And they still eventually may sign a Peters or somebody that's still out there in that free agent market, because next to Nate Hobbs, they really don't have a proven guy yet. But Bennett may step up and be the guy. He may end up doing that. Now, again, that's the rookie from Maryland. But I have that cornerback room ranked 22nd because, I do like Hobbs. And I do like the options that they have out there to throw out there. But somebody got to step up and do it. And Amik Robinson is probably the guy that I would bet on to win that job if they don't sign somebody. All right. Safety room. Have them ranked 27 at safety. Extremely disappointed so far in the career of Trayvon Moore. Extremely disappointed. Again, he has the ability to play. He's rangy. I'm just disappointed in what he's put on tape so far. They pulled Marcus Epps from the Super Bowl champion Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll bring some stability to that back end. But as of right now, I have them ranked 27th because of my disappointment for Trayvon Moore. Epps may come in and whip him into shape and teach him how to be a pro and give him the old get right. But as far as right now, I don't really like what I'm getting out of Trayvon Moore. And as a result, I have them ranked 27th for a safety room. The backups behind them, I don't really like either. All right, that brings the total for the Raiders to be a 20.44444. Should have been 5 4s. And puts them at number 25 on my list. The Las Vegas Raiders, are they where you think they should be? Are they too high, too low? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Is there any position group whether the QB, and let's kind of go through the position groups again real quick so you can see it for your comments. The quarterback group, 28th. Running back group, 3rd. Wide receiver group, 8th. Tight end group, 24th. O-line, 19th. D-line edge, 23rd. Linebacker group, 30th. Cornerback group, 22nd. And safety room, 27th. For a total of 20.444444, which makes them 25th on more Sip2Tally power rankings. So again, thank you for coming out. I appreciate everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Especially share it if you're a Raiders fan and you find this some kind of way. If it comes across your screen, share it with your Raiders groups. And y'all probably comment. The Raiders will come in and trash me. We're gonna be better than this. Being as unbiased as I can. As unbiased as I can. And if you want to know, if you're new and you have not or don't understand how I'm putting it together, go back to the very first video in this series and I'll explain. And it explains how I put everything together. All right. Peace, y'all.